Hey, everybody, up, and away. Hey, Ricky Bittman here from Ricky Bittman's Jukebox with Ricky Bittman's Supplemental Jukebox, and we just figured it out. All of us put our foreheads together. This is episode 9, or as they say in Mexico, Nueve. Episode 9. You like that, huh? You didn't know I was bi, did you?
Yeah.
Lingual.
I wouldn't know Mexican if but it's okay. The only thing I like about Mexican food really is tacos, just plain mild. But you know what? Those are a nice snack once in a while.
See, I met some people outside, right, and they asked me if I was bi, and I said, well, I speak a little bit of Spanish.
And don't really let people buy, but of course
Right,
we
no.
know where we got that from.
You do know, don't you?
Well, we were just talking about my...
So they said, that's great. Why don't you come back after the show? We
speak
got
a little
some
Spanish.
S&M people coming over, and I said, hey, great, Spaniards and Mexicans.
I say, great Spanish, meant some Mexicans.
So I'm going to go there after the show,
Speak a little Spanish.
speak a little Spanish, and the two of them are looking at us like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
We'll talk about where it all begun with some of us. Good old Steve Martin.
Let's get small. It was a routine he did.
Well, we were talking about that. A guy like me, how do we go about meeting good old Steve?
that was a big topic.
That was a
last
big
time.
topic on the last episode, so we don't have to bring that up again. But we said that we were going to have a Twitter. We were going to tweet Steve Martin, you doing some of his routine.
Good. Well, okay. Later on, someone can tell me how to do that.
We'll do it. We'll definitely make it happen either this year or next.
Because
I'm going to go on eBay and see if I can find that arrow.
that really is how it begun.
We're going to start with that.
Why don't we just use a real one?
Hey, if you listen to this week's episode of Ricky Bittman's Jukebox, we talk about back when I was a kid, one of the nuns said in school, I went to Catholic school when I was young, she said, I want everybody to take a piece of paper this weekend, and if you have a dream, to sketch the dream out and bring it in, and we'll talk about it on Monday. And if you don't have a dream, that you can think of one that you remember from the past. So I drew a picture, because it was a dream I had of a clown getting shot in the back with an arrow. And it was like, the clown was like sort of like, and it just like falling down. But I had a dream that this clown was standing in the street, and just out of the blue, somebody just put an arrow right in his back, and he went down.
Sure that wasn't Jeff's dad with Willie Whistle?
Yeah, that would have been nice if Jeff's dad just pulled out a crossbow and put him right through his rib cage.
Poor Willie. Poor Willie. He wasn't that annoying.
That's true. That would have been an untimely demise.
So we got something big coming up here on Restani Productions' YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's going to be none other than the first time ever broadcasted, Quincy Briscoe's Hooper Party.
Oh, that's right. Jeez, it's been a year, huh?
It's been a year. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Hooper Party is, many, many years ago, Quincy, we were down here at the Restani Productions studio, and you were like, I'm bored. It's the night before Thanksgiving. I want to watch a movie. So I said, go in the drawer and find something. And lo and behold, you pulled out the 1978 classic Burt Reynolds movie, Hooper. And from that Thanksgiving Eve on, we have watched Hooper every Thanksgiving Eve. And last year, on Thanksgiving Eve, you, Jeff, and Doc McMurphy sat down and watched and recorded a watch-along of Hooper, which will air on our YouTube channel Thanksgiving Eve. What do you think about that, Quincy?
Now, that is something to be proud of because,
It's exciting.
well, I'll tell you, I guess when I first entered Melrose TV, and that was one of my first words, but 6'3", Louis, and everyone looks over. It's like, and that's put, and I got a brief interview, and just like that, I started to make videos, and every time 6'3" needs to be done right the first time. I guess because there's definitely some Roger in me. 6'3" Louis.
I mean, the emphasis of that night, I remember on the videotape, was there was a lot of drama. You had a lot of drama in Hooper.
Oh yeah. Well, who wouldn't have drama if you don't watch Hooper? I mean, you need the drama. Any movie gotta have the drama.
When Hooper first came out, did you see it in the movie theater?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I did too.
I did not. I saw it on HBO.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Now, let me ask you something, Quincy. Now, since you created the Hooper Party, you're pretty much the producer of the Hooper Party. Let's say you want to celebrate another hooper besides the Burt Reynolds classic, because last time I came dressed in my Jaws shirt celebrating Matt Hooper, and I felt like kind of an ass. Can you because there's all kinds of hoopers you can celebrate, like Mr. Hooper on Sesame
I was
Street.
just thinking that's the only other Hooper. Yeah, Mr. Hooper.
Well, okay.
Mr.
If,
Hooper.
if
I
someone,
mean, it's like an any hooper per time, but it's like any old hooper will do.
well, I'll tell you right now then, was I got special fans. If we want, we can get some old school videos and then talk a little bit about Mr. Hooper, and then the classical Hooper drives the boat.
Okay.
And well, we can do that then, if you really wish. But we'd have to tell our audiences.
So here's what I think you should do, Quincy. I think sometime in June, we can tape a Matt Hooper party and do a watch along of Jaws.
All right?
And then we will air it on July 3rd.
Oh, I like this
So
idea.
someone can say the line.
Matt Hooper.
August. Is that the line? For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July.
Sure.
And we will be open for business. This is going to be one of the best summers we've ever had. Now, if you fellas are concerned about the beaches, you do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
There we go.
But it goes like a little bit more.
Uh-oh. Need the milk.
Do you remember one of the line of toys that came out after the Hooper movie? Remember the hula hooper? You remember
course.
the hula hooper, right?
I do
Big
not.
Yeah, it was the hula hooper. It had little Burt Reynolds mustaches.
Oh, I
Of
did,
course.
now I do
All the
remember
little
that, yeah.
preteen girls were doing the hula
And
hoop.
in the winter, they had ski.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the skis.
Right.
Well, of course, you got to have ski because
Polish people loved them.
Right.
it goes together like a nut and bolt at
You
the
had the
time.
poles and the skis.
And of
And
course,
when you bought them, you wrote them a nice check.
like as a check, they're gonna have like Jocko, because he just went together like a nut and bolt. And there's a check nut, Jocko.
Right.
No, that was Roscoe's character there. The Jocko, that's James' best
no,
friend.
no, Jocko was played by
Brian Keith.
Brian Keith.
Jocko.
Uncle Bill.
I was just gonna say now, Uncle Bill. I mean that was after. But now you talk about another classical that some people. I guess we have some Dukes of Hazzard fans out there too.
We've got plenty of them.
Well, we'll get into some of these golden classics.
What the hell was I listening to recently? Said that the guy that played Boss Hogg was like a theatrically trained actor. He was like a Shakespearean.
Yeah, Sorrel Book was his name, and he was a Yale drama graduate.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
graduated at the top of his class
Yeah.
in Yale.
and
Yeah,
he was
isn't that
he was
something?
fluent in 5 or 6 different languages.
Isn't that amazing?
You wouldn't have noticed, the thing of it. Boss Hogg was like this, highly intellectual human being.
Some of the best actors have been passing on. I get word, so we'll do a contribute to some of the best, our old school actors that we like the best of. We'll play the themes.
And here's a trivia question for all you Sorrel Book fans on the panel here.
Uh-oh.
What was the last TV appearance that I know of Sorrel Book? It was after the Dukes of Hazzard.
After the Dukes.
It was after the Dukes. Damn Dukes!
Battle
damn
of the
Dukes.
Network Stars?
No, that was long before. I don't think he would be on that.
He's in the drunk tank.
What? I'm looking at Jeff. Jeff's wheels are spinning
Yeah,
down
he's thinking.
there. What sitcom did Sorrel Book make a guest star on? And he played a very important character in pop culture.
Welcome back, Carter.
No.
Somehow I see him.
I'll give you the year. This was like 1987.
Oh, boy. Okay.
The Dukes of Hazzard has been off the air for 2 years at this point in time.
Taxi?
Taxi was off in 83.
I'm trying to think of the shows you like.
No, I mean, it's not that I watched this show.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of my favorites ever, and I don't even think it's I wouldn't consider it a favorite, but it was a show that I watched, and everybody around that time watched it.
Well, I was going to say, it was one of those iconic shows.
It was one of those iconic shows that seems to still be in the public eye today. But not with Sorrel Book.
Book, the comedy bits.
I'm going on a long run to say that it wasn't the Cosby Show.
It was not the Cosby Show. It was an ABC show.
An ABC show. Not Taxi, not
No.
But it was in the line of like comedy bits.
It was a sitcom. I mean, you can't get any more blunt than that. It was a sitcom. 1980s, very popular show.
18.
That wasn't a sitcom.
I thought it was funny. I pity the fool.
It was, I believe it was on,
pity the fool.
it could have been on the Friday night lineup, TGIF.
Okay.
in 87.
Talk about golden classics here.
87.
Friday, 87, I was probably out getting drunk.
And I guarantee you definitely weren't watching this show when it was first on.
Okay.
All right. You may have seen it in reruns
All right,
or
all right.
down the line. But this was 1987, Jeff, since you're the one I'm targeting him because that brain of yours knows it. It's in there somewhere. 1987, Friday night, TGIF, family sitcom.
Family.
Okay, a family sitcom. I'm thinking, was it Family Ties? No.
Wasn't Family Ties, no.
Growing Pains.
Family Ties was an NBC show. Growing Pains was an ABC show.
How do you remember the network? Jeez.
Filmed on the Warner Brothers backlot. It was a Miller Boyette production.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Family Matters?
You're getting close.
Can I do that?
Okay. Oh, if I'm getting close here. Oh, all right. How about...
They brought the show back on Netflix a couple years ago, and it was a huge reboot success.
Full
Until-
House.
The Fresh Prince of
It
Bel-Air?
was Full House.
Okay, because that was the clue that got it.
It was Full House, but what iconic pop culture character did Sorrel Book, aka Boss Hogg from the Dukes of Hazzard, which could be his last television appearance? What did he play on that episode of Full House?
Did he play someone who was relevant at a time, or did he play a
He's
historic?
been relevant forever.
Jesus.
Close.
God.
Elvis?
Not as popular as Elvis. Well, in some, yeah, of course he's popular than Elvis.
I have no idea.
Just think of his look.
That's what I'm trying to think of.
Who would he be great as a
Why I
pop
said
culture?
Jesus, though, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus is bald.
Telly Savalas.
No.
I'm just trying to be funny. We got to come up with this answer.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, just looking at Boss Hogg, who would he? He actually performed this character once on the Dukes of Hazzard too.
Bud Abbott.
No, not Bud Abbott.
Lou Costello. That's what I meant.
Worldwide pop culture icon. Shows up once a year.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus!
Jesus, how the hell did I not?
You don't remember the episode? They were stuck in an airport. It was, I think it was the bad weather or there was a snowbound, wherever the hell they were traveling to.
You're right. I definitely did not see this show.
And Boss Hogg was actually in the airport, not as Boss Hogg, but as Sorrel Book. And then all the kids were upset because they were going to miss Christmas. And then lo and behold, for some weird reason, he had a Santa
A
suit.
Santa suit with him, huh?
And he came out and did Santa Claus. Now, was it saying that Sorrel Book, Boss Hogg, was Santa Claus?
It will be a mystery, just like the Holy Trinity.
Well, I remember the Dukes of Hazzard, like in the Christmas special, there were 3 Santa Clauses. And then to make a happy ending, I guess that they were returning all the Christmas trees that was taken. And
Right, but he wasn't Boss Hogg in this one. He was sort of just a guy playing Santa Claus.
oh yeah, I'm just saying though. But for to have a happy ending though, like
It did have a happy ending. I mean, for the Boss Hogg, he had a lot of little sentimental moments on the Dukes of Hazzard. He
yeah.
did. He wasn't a complete bastard. He was a...
He was a
the-
boss. They make
Right.
tough decisions.
Right.
Was he the one that took all the Christmas trees? And then then someone came up with the idea, why don't we just return all the Christmas trees?
I'm sure it was.
That was the Grinch, wasn't it?
Well, the Dukes of Hazzard. We're talking about. Let's talk about this golden classic. So the narrator would say, "Now you may have noticed in Truck B, Truck A, and Truck C, they returned all these. It had to have been the Boss Hogg who took all the Christmas trees in the first place, right?
Had to have been.
Because he was always up to some low down, dirty.
He was a conniving little man.
Yeah. Short man, 5
Yeah.
foot.
But
He was like a southern Louis De Palma.
That's a good
no
one.
wonder we liked Dukes of Hazzard, because it was like the fast car versus Boss Hogg.
That's right. You really like Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, I guess the horn from the Jamboree. It seems to me over the summer I got to see the Jamboree.
I was just going to say, when the night I was out there filling up the Winnebago, you
Right.
came out because the General Lee was right next
You
door.
came running out to see the General Lee, and the guy had nothing to do with you because
Yeah,
you had
he
to get
sped
out of
off.
there.
So I was like,
Maybe he was being chased by Roscoe.
probably. So I was like, we had fun. We take a picture of the car.
That's
So it was
right.
a-
We have a picture of you and your shirt flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
And looking at the General Lee, and it did not have the Confederate flag on top.
I know. Well, you can't have that anymore.
No, can't have that.
Well, it was fun. It was a fun summer night down.
It was.
Summer loving.
Happy blast.
Drinking milk out of a paper glass.
I saw, it's funny, when I was doing some Halloween research for not this past episode of the Jukebox, the one prior to that, because it came on Halloween weekend, and I saw one of the old costumes that you would buy if you wanted to
In
be
the
a
box?
Well, this one was laid out. It was
Okay.
used. But it was white plastic, and it was Boss Hogg.
Really?
Yes.
Did it have a hat?
It had that. Well, the hat was attached to the mask, so you had the face and then like the white hat in the front. And I could just see. Imagine being a kid that wanted to go out as Boss Hogg on Halloween. And of course, the thing that always used to piss me off about those costumes is it says Boss Hogg on the costume.
Yeah.
Like he would dress that
So
way.
who you supposed to be?
Like they would say like a Hulk. Hulk wouldn't wear a
Yeah,
shirt
I
that said
know. Like the Lone Ranger
Yeah.
on your chest.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I remember, again, Catholic school coming back to visit. My mother took me out to get the costume I was supposed to wear to the grade school Halloween party in my class. And what did I want to be? The devil. I insisted on being the devil. My mother's like, what the, And I said, this is the costume I want. Then when she found out my plan was to go in my school uniform with just the devil mask, she got all concerned.
Did they call you Damien?
But that's what she's like. Why? I said, well, the devil's not going to wear this. That ties in the back with gold sleeves and red. Everything's red, and it says on it, the devil, with a picture of the devil. I said, I want to wear my shirt and tie and the devil mask because I thought that's how the devil would dress.
Now, I don't know.
Didn't fly.
I remember those costumes very well. Half the time, the elastic broke before Halloween.
Yeah, you had to be very careful if you wanted it. You couldn't fool around with it too much.
Right. And I remember going down to the local drugstores,
Yeah.
and there would be rows and rows and rows of costumes.
Yeah, those
And-
boxes. Collegeville costumes. was
yeah,
one of
and they had the
brands.
little plastic so you could look in and see
Yep.
what it was.
See
and
the
whatnot.
mask.
What was we know what yours was, the devil. What was your favorite costume growing up there, South Boston, Jeff?
Well, it wasn't the Lone Ranger. That was like 3 and everything. That was back when I was like 3 or 4 in like kindergarten. So, I mean, I would have to say Stormtrooper.
I was going to say, because mine was a stormtrooper, but I have a bloody story about it.
Oh, nice.
Because, all right, I had the mask.
Yeah.
Of course, I wasn't going to wait till Halloween to try it on.
Right.
So I tried it on. I think we bought it like early October.
4th of July.
It's Christmas of the year before. So I kept trying, putting the mask on and putting the mask on. I couldn't wait. I was all excited, all excited, all excited. The day of Halloween, right before we go trick-or-treating, the friggin' elastic broke. All right, my mother tried to put tape on it and put it in
Nothing
there.
works.
My grandfather was over and he goes, "You got a stapler?" I go, "I think so." He stapled it.
Yep.
But one of the staples didn't push down all the way. So I had the mask on, and it was a windy night. So I came home. I looked like I was in a cage match with Abdullah the Butcher. The side of my face was bleeding. The stormtrooper mask was all bloody.
That's cool, though.
It was.
That would look good.
I should have kept it and whatnot, but it was just. It hurt so bad.
Yeah. Huh? That's
So
the price we pay.
the price you pay for having fun. Grinzy, what was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
I was a bumblebee.
Let's see. There was the devil. That was just a little kid. But
Yeah.
then, one night I dressed up as a greaser.
As a greaser. No, the little plastic mask with the elastics.
No, put grease in your hair and.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the plastic mask with the elastics.
The costumes that came in a box. Excuse me, I'm at my chair.
Well,
making
I didn't really get a box costume. I just got something
You were,
hanging up.
you were too good for it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you're very creative.
Well, no, it just so happens like the devil or maybe some of these other costumes, they didn't come out of boxes. They were just hanging up.
Well, maybe in your neck of the woods, you didn't have to have the poor kid costumes like we did.
Yeah.
Well, some
You're
of
a
these-
greaser. Bull was a soch.
well, I just thought do something together, have fun. Grease in your hair, then put on a leather coat. It's like
Now, did you use real grease? Did you learn the hard way that that's not a good idea? Because I went to school with a kid who did that.
No, I just put something, an invitation of grease in my hair.
Did you ever see There's Something About Mary? I guess not, no.
Yeah, don't use that for hair gel.
Well, that was when I was a kid. But it wasn't real grease. It was just like
Well, that wasn't real grease either.
something that looked like grease.
I know a
did.
kid who put Vaseline in his hair to go out as Dracula.
Something,
He regretted it for about a good 6 months because his hair never, ever recovered.
Oh,
If you've
Well,
ever made that
whatever I
mistake.
put there that looked like grease, I just washed out afterwards.
well, you know, you're like the,
Vaseline is not water soluble, so
I don't know. I put something in there that looked like grease, and it was fun. You know,
maple syrup.
that would be tough to get out. Now,
Okay.
maple syrup.
yeah,
Sap.
I never.
Wear your pancake hat.
Well, my mom will put mayonnaise in her hair to give it a little shine.
Yeah, that'll come out. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Let's see, Ghost.
Speaking of greases and socias, now I know we're kind of loose on the topics tonight, but I saw something very interesting the other day. I don't know, you guys, you the fan of the Outsiders movie?
I've seen it many times, sure.
Did you know there was
sure.
one made called The Outsiders, the novel?
No.
Coppola took the movie, re-edited it, rescored it with different music, and added like an additional something like 15 minutes of footage that wasn't used in the original. It's going to be on Turner Classics. I think the 12th.
So basically, he's doing the same thing he did for Godfather 3.
Yeah, but this was like a thing, and I never heard about it. Like I just was like going through the channels because I always go when I look through because you gave me that great package.
And
to
I'm
watch all
interested
of.
in seeing that.
Yeah,
I mean, the
it's-
Apocalypse Now one was dynamite.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, Redux there or Apocalypse.
The only thing I didn't like in the Redux is when they went to that French house, you know, on the water for like a half
Which they
hour.
parodied it on an episode of King of the Hill, which was very funny.
It was just,
by
it's
the way.
like, I can see why this was edited out. Just, all right, just get the friggin' Brando.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Why would
though.
they add out them stealing the guy's surfboard and him flying around looking for it over the
was
loudspeaker? Please bring me back my surfboard.
Lance,
That-
I
it
want
was
my
a good
board
board.
back.
That
Lance.
was
It was a
great.
good board, and I would like it back.
Great movie. I like when they do that, though. And Coppola's been known to do that. And he did it with The Outsiders. And just from the trailer alone,
Oh, I'll have to look this up on YouTube.
Yeah, the trailer makes it look like a whole different movie altogether. Because I liked it. I remember seeing that in the theater when I was a kid. Really liked it because we had just read the book in school, so it was kind of fresh in my mind, and we went to see it. And I liked it, but it just kind of was like a little just kind of like it was kind of like milk toast. Like could have been a little more, push to
At
it.
the end of the movie, when they were showing at the end, stay gold.
Oh, beautiful song.
It kind of reminded me of like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
really,
wonder if that song will stay in there because that is a good song.
I really don't want to visit Oklahoma.
Yeah. I get
Yeah,
it.
there's more to the story that needs to be told. Like I hear that they're going to bring back the when Johnny Ralph Macchio got his beat down in the beginning of the movie. But because he just shows up at the beginning of the movie with a busted up face, and so does Pony Boy. I guess.
So you knew about this?
I've heard a thing or two about it.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Jeff's
Okay,
gonna
I was
know
gonna
about
say,
this
yeah,
stuff.
that was cool. I thought it was bringing something new to the table.
I never heard. Yeah, it's news to me. I never heard about
And
this.
okay, then I feel good. But it is. It looks really good, and it's on this month on Turner Classics. I'll let you guys
Really?
know.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out. I like The Godfather 3. He really didn't edit that much out or rearrange things that much.
No.
So it's pretty much the same movie. You know who's originally going to play Michael Corleone's daughter in that movie, other than his real daughter?
I have no idea.
What's her name played it? Coppola there, Sophia Coppola.
Yeah, Sophia Coppola played it.
That was going to be originally Winona Ryder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it would have been way better with Winona Ryder.
Yeah, I
than,
think so. Yeah, Sophia Coppola, I mean, she's got her chops as an actress, but, a director.
Right, not as an actress, though.
No.
I mean, people shit on Godfather 3 a lot. I mean, it's a very well-made movie. But the only reason, I think, in my opinion, it didn't do as well as the other ones, because the original ones were period pieces. They were already old when they were brand new.
Yeah.
So we're now actually seeing Michael Corleone in a time zone we kind of remember.
Yeah.
Which makes, Michael Corleone to me is a guy from the 30s and the 40s and, the glory days. I don't want to see him hanging around New York City with, modern shit.
Yeah, and you know what killed that movie, too, was the love story. I mean, you got this great plot about the true story of the Catholic Church laundering money for the mob, and then they just had this whole subplot of Andy Garcia's character.
Yeah, incest.
That's where they lost me on it. If they stuck to the story and the crime and everything, I think it would have been a lot better. But I agree with you about the modernization of it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. I mean, Goodfellas worked because it took place in modern times.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
We have no backstory of them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen the new Sopranos movie, so I can't give any judgment about the prequel to it. The upbringing of Tony Soprano. But
I saw it. I liked it. It was interesting. I think they changed a little bit of it to adapt to today's social climate. Let me just put it that way. I think it was definitely edited to reflect these times we're in. But what can you do? That's the way things are going to go. For a
grow
while.
balls.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's definitely balls in this movie, but you can see it. They definitely rewrote some of it to reflect the times we're in.
Pretty soon you're going to be seeing X-rated movies with clothes on.
That would suck.
They'll be rated R.
Okay, now I looked up a text I sent somebody about
Okay.
that. It is going to be on November 12th. Today is what, the 4th?
November 12th is next Friday.
Next week from tomorrow on TCM, Turner Classics, my favorite cable station.
Is it?
Yes.
I'll have to tune in. So it's
so will I.
What's that?
It's called what is the full title of the movie?
The Outside is the complete novel.
The complete novel.
I have the trailer right here on my phone, but we'll have to
We'll
watch
have
it
to watch it
afterwards.
after.
Yeah,
I'll
watch
definitely
it.
watch that. I'm not a diehard fan of The Outsiders, but every time it's on, I watch it.
Yeah, I do too. You get caught up in it. It's one of those movies.
I mean, look at all the actors that started in that movie that became huge names.
Huge,
Ralph
huge
Macchio, Patrick Swayze,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Rob Lowe,
Emilio Estevez,
Matt Dillon,
Matt Dillon, C. Thomas Howell.
Thomas, yep.
I mean, that was
Leif Garrett.
Well, he was
already famous.
He was the biggest name in that movie
That's true,
at the time
that's
it came
true.
out.
Yeah.
And C. Thomas Howell was just an E.T. the year before.
Yeah. Now, here's the woman who wrote the novel, S.E. Hinton. She has a cameo in the movie. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
She plays Matt Dillon's nurse. He berates this nurse, and while he's in the hospital,
Oh, really?
right up, Dallas Winston, I think is his name, and he berates the nurse, and that woman is S.E. Hinton, who wrote the book.
Now, the girl in the movie was
Diane Lane.
Diane Lane, and her best friend in the movie, Jeff. Do you know who? What?
Oh, yeah.
What? The nerd-looking chick.
Yeah.
Do you know who she was 1 year later?
I do. I never know the answer to this. I'm so humble.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as we talk about, if this is who I think it is, the Matt Dillon, is not the Western guy, but I'm talking about the Matt Dillon that goes, you really think you're tough?
Yes, the guy from My Bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's the Matt Dillon.
That's what we're talking about.
Great
Okay.
movie, by the way, too. My buddy.
That's a very good movie, yeah.
Okay, back to the trivia question, Jeff. Diane Lane's movie. She was what? Cherry Bomb in the
Cherry.
outside.
It wasn't a cherry bomb.
Oh no, sorry, that was from Howard the Duck.
That was pretty funny.
That was from Howard the Duck.
Was there a friend that was sitting next to her at the drive-in?
Yeah. The
Yes,
brunette.
the brunette. She went on to 1 year later into a movie that you fucking love.
I like this movie, too.
Everybody loves this movie.
You didn't look like the type. Then what's your name?
She was unrecognizable between the two roles.
Yeah, true. Looked very different. I'll give you a hint. Popcorn.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. I know what you're thinking of, but I'm thinking of a
Ooh,
different.
then I'm stumped on yours.
I know.
That's the only other movie
Okay, I know. No, that was 85. This was 84.
Okay, all right. See, I'm not good on years.
But she was actually pretty kind of cute in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have railed her in the movie with
Yeah.
the popcorn.
Yeah.
But the one I'm thinking of came out in 1984, Jeff.
All right, forget my clue.
You love this movie. This is one of in your top 10 of all time 80s comedy fucking movies. Classics.
Was she Judy from Revenge of the Nerds?
Wow.
You got it.
Oh, that's right. Now I can see her. Now I can see her.
You got it.
Oh boy, I don't know where that came from, but I think the popcorn had something to do with it. Then this movie Real Genius
That's
came.
what I was
That's-
thinking
that's-
of.
that's
That's what
right.
I was thinking of.
The two movies linked in the three of them.
Real Genius is one of my favorite movies of the 1980s.
That is one of my favorite 80s.
And I know it's Quincy's favorite, one of Quincy's favorites.
Yeah.
Some underrated work by Val Kilmer. Yeah, some very underrated Val Kilmer.
I think next year on Thanksgiving Eve we should watch that movie.
Real Genius.
Why not? What the hell?
All right.
Well, I guess
Uh-oh.
the whole thing about that movie is we just did a very classic.
of our Lord Jesus Christ as our Savior.
Yeah, well, well, come on now,
As Jeff eats popcorn down at the end of the table.
Well,
I'm just kidding you. That wasn't in the movie.
That's because the movie plays a golden classic from Tears for Fears.
Right.
You know, but what'd you like about the movie Real Genius?
I thought Val Kilmer's performance was fantastic. He's great comedic timing. I thought the kid they played his little sidekick there was very good. The villain, the guy, the professor there.
The asshole from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and his toady with the braces. Kent with the braces.
I don't know what the actress's name is and everything who we're talking about, but like she had that very distinctive haircut in Real Genius and everything. Yeah, everybody knows a girl that copied that haircut.
Yep.
It was kind of like Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but there was something about her in that movie that I
She
was
was in a
attracted
bikini
to.
at one point too. She remember the swimming when he turned the gym into the swimming pool or something. I remember she looked good in that.
But yeah, Real Genius. If I had a time capsule for the 1980s and they asked me to put one song in the time capsule from the 1980s, it would be Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Well, I guess
Good. I saw them live.
what
Tears for Fears. They opened for Hall & Oates a couple of years back. It was a great show.
Did they sing that song?
They most certainly did.
Okay.
And the place went nuts.
Well, I guess that was the best highlight on the movie Real Genius when they closed the theme because Tears for Fears played some good
And here's a
songs.
trivia question. You know that movie was directed by a woman?
No,
Martha Coolidge.
I didn't know that. I almost would have guessed Amy Heckler.
Yeah, if it wasn't Amy Heckley, it was Martha Coolidge in the 1980s women directors. And Kent, also the year before, was the scumbag wanting to get rid of Tom Hanks in Bachelor Party.
That's
I remember that.
That's
yeah.
right.
He played, what was his name? Cole.
Yeah.
Didn't the same actor play young Superman, young Clark in the original Richard Donner version? The young
No,
Superman.
that was a guy by the name of Jeff East.
Oh,
And they put a prosthetic nose on him to
Yeah,
match.
yeah. I remember you telling me that.
And they actually, not Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve, re-looped the whole dialogue for that guy. And he hated it, the actor. Because we met him at a chiller, and he didn't even look like him because he had on the Christopher Reeve's prosthetic nose, and he hated it. Now when you go back and watch it, it's going to stick out every time you look at it. You can tell that it's bootleg.
I got my
You're
wife.
telling me
Good
that
to know.
Cole and Rick didn't get along for real?
No, in the movie.
Oh yeah. In the movie. But you got to admit though that movie is a classic.
Yes, and before you bring it up, we'll bring it up for you. Rest in peace, Tawny Kitaen, and you didn't let go of her hand for about 20 minutes one time.
Well,
You just squeeze it and make her rings dig into her fingers.
it's
Some women like that.
I was the one of the very few that got to do that. You know,
Yeah. Like she'll never forget about you. You left a real impression.
Not anymore.
Probably all over her wrist.
Yeah. What'd you do? Put a cigarette out on her?
I mean, come
There
on.
you
now.
go, my little chickadee.
I remember that. You ran right towards her and screaming at the top of your lungs, Nick the Dick! Nick the Dick!
Well,
That's
that
a
is,
good opening line.
It's a good opening line for a woman there. Nick the Dick!
Yeah.
Well, I got a true reaction out of it.
Oh, you did. Well, I'm not going to say you didn't, but you.
Well,
and
they open one of the doors with your head to throw you out of the hall.
well, in your defense, Quincy Briscoe, a few months later, we saw her at a convention in New Jersey, and we went up to her and we said, "Hey, we like to say hi," and our friend from Quincy, and we brought it up, and she goes, "The guy from Rhode Island." So she remembered you months later, Quincy,
That is so awesome.
That's nice.
and now she's no longer with us.
That's it.
Well, one day I'll be up there with all
Okay, so you can scare her again, I guess.
the best actors there.
Yeah, did you mix up a batch to her in the Whitesnake videos?
I might have, I don't know.
Okay, I'm not afraid
I mean,
to
who
admit
didn't?
I did.
listen.
Here I go again.
Let me ask you a question.
Here I go
'Cause
again.
we talked about Superman a couple of weeks in a row now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is he your favorite superhero?
Superhero? He is, because I'm not a comic book person at all.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not,
why-
I'm not a big
because-
fan about
yeah.
it. But Superman is the ultimate superhero. Who can beat him?
Yeah.
No one.
I think you're right.
We're talking about the original 70s black and white Superman,
No,
right?
that was in the 70s or the 50s.
It's like nobody can do the things that Superman does.
Well, Superman is my favorite superhero. I would have to say he is.
Yeah. I like it.
I don't think Batman is a superhero at all.
He's a
just
vigilante.
He's a vigilante. He could be a quote unquote hero because of what he does.
Sure.
But he's got no superpowers.
Yeah, his superpower is money.
I mean, Aquaman.
Goodbye.
No.
He's in the ocean. What? He can't do anything outside of the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I have been watching, and I really think she's fantastic, is the chick in the new Wonder movie, Gal Gadot.
Really? Okay.
Wonder Woman 84. Have you watched that yet?
I have not. I heard terrible things.
I mean, all right, it's ridiculous, but they picked the perfect girl.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
To play
Yeah,
Wonder
yeah,
Woman. And what's her name? I usually don't think she's that good in anything. With Kristen Wiig from Saturday Night Live, she played Cheetah in this. She's pretty good as a sick bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she wasn't bad. And I don't want to do a little spoiler alert, but there is a scene with an invisible jet.
Nice.
There is, but it's not like the cartoon one.
Yeah,
Where they show the outline.
But it was. I mean, that girl is stunning. I'm sorry.
I'll have to check it out.
Especially
Gal Gadot, yeah.
But she wasn't in the Wonder Woman outfit enough in Wonder Woman 84. I mean, forget it.
Of course not.
No.
Why would they do that?
Why would they want to do what people want to see?
Speaking of female superheroes, I think I texted you. Isis just died.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the woman who played Isis.
What was her name?
You think I would know because I had an incredibly huge crush on her when I was a kid, but I don't know the actress's
Was
name.
it Cassidy or?
I have no idea. I saw it on Twitter, and I just forwarded the picture to you.
She was on Shazam.
Yeah, we're talking about the ISIS, the Shazam ISIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
She was smoking.
the two of them at the time went together to fight crime, and
Yeah.
And you know the guy who played what was the kid before he turned into Shazam? He was this like annoying little kid.
Yeah,
Billy Batson.
Billy Batson.
Billy Batson.
He's still out there.
Do you know who his claim to fame was, Jeff?
Billy Batson?
Yeah, not the guy from Goodfellas. That's Billy Batson.
Yeah, I know.
Get your shine, bud.
No, what was he, a child star or something?
He was he was a teenage star. I wouldn't say he was a child
I know.
star.
I think I might know this one.
Well, let's give Jeff the benefit of the doubt. Let's see if he can get. I'm not going to give you many hints.
What was the question again?
Was it the Sid and Marty Krofft type of deal?
Well, that was Shazam. That was a Sid and Marty Krofft deal. But the actor who played, what was his name? Billy what?
Billy Batson.
Billy Batson. Is that his real name or is it
No,
the character
that's
name?
the character's
The character's name.
Character's name.
He guest starred on an episode of a very famous
Yes, I know this one.
television show in the early 1970s for one episode. And I can't give you any really big more hints than that because you'll get it in 2 seconds flat.
Well, it was probably the Brady Bunch then, right? But I don't know which one.
Oh, it is the Brady Bunch. You are correct.
Well, was he Skip Farnham?
No, he was no. Skip Farnham was an old guy. This guy was probably one of Marsha's love interests.
Probably.
It was like it was the final season, Jeff. The actor who played Billy Baps there, whatever his name was.
Billy Batson.
Billy Batson was on an episode of the Brady Bunch, and Marsha got her revenge on him.
Yep.
was that the one that goes, I want to see all of you, not just your nose?
No. That was not it.
His name was Michael Gray.
The actor's name was Michael Gray.
He wasn't that kid in the ice cream parlor,
He
was he?
was the kid in the ice cream parlor.
Oh boy, that's him. Yeah, that's certainly.
Two Lovers' Delights.
And he was, And he was with Trish from Friday the 13th 4.
You are right.
Wow.
Kimberly
Amazing.
Beck.
Amazing.
Kimberly Beck. Wow, the mind you have, Jeff,
That's
it's
ridiculous. I'll tell you right now. That is
how
something.
you remember. I mean, I remember a lot of useless stuff, but I got nothing on you, kid.
I can recognize people saying, "Oh, that's so and so," but I can't pull names.
Yeah,
out.
you were IMDb before IMDb.
Exactly. IMDb's got it. They're watching you.
You need to get some residuals from them.
Let's check with Jeff.
That's impressive from those little hints that you got.
Yeah.
The kid from Two Lovers' Delights.
Two lovers.
Sweet revenge. Yeah, you got.
She sprayed it all over his jacket, right? The whipped
Right.
cream. And
Now-
wasn't the owner of the shop? Wasn't he somebody famous too? Like he
Oh
did
yeah, it was
voices?
Alan Reed,
Yeah.
Fred Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone. That's right.
Right. It was. Fantastic. Now, who's your favorite superhero? Ricky Bittman.
I got to tell you right now, it's hands down Spider-Man. Always has been since I was a young kid. I have in one of my memorabilia collection something that I value more than anything. Back in I want to say sometime in the 70s, there was an LP album put out called Rock Comic. ROCKIMI, Rock Comic. And it was Spider-Man on the cover. It was that classic Ditko drawing, and I have it signed by Stan Lee. I bought it now on eBay, but who knows if but I'm pretty sure it's real. And it was the telling of Spider-Man, but with like rock and roll music. And ever since I was a kid, I have always loved Spider-Man. I have a lot, the collection, the little books, like the little the collections, like the paperback size collections and stuff like that. Absolutely love. Identified with the character. He was a teenager. Things never went right for him. And I even have the DVD collection from the '67 animated series that is so out of print now. You can buy used sets go for like $250. I could sell this thing if I wanted to.
Do it.
I like watching them.
I have Jeff. We have met 2 Spider-Men. Do you know who they were?
Oh, don't remember.
The one in the electric company?
Wasn't
is
him,
Bruce
no.
Campbell one of them? No,
Bruce
because
Campbell
he
was
never
in it.
played. Yeah, all right.
I'll give you a hint. He was not a movie Spider-Man.
No, he was not. I know he.
He was a TV movie Spider-Man.
Yes.
But he was not. He wasn't Tobey Maguire or any other Ham and Eggers.
TV series.
Yes, a TV series Spider-Man, who does have a connection to the Brady Bunch.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and he is,
And one of the most iconic musicals of all time.
And
he was one of the.
he
kids.
was also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Really.
He was.
That's interesting. I still haven't seen that fucking movie. Can't find it anywhere. You have to buy the DVD, which
the-
kills me.
The DVD
I'm going to look
before
this
you
guy.
buy
I'm going to
it.
look this guy's name up, but you keep guessing.
I know his name.
Well, you text it to me. So,
Okay.
because all right. So we met this guy Jeff probably
This is
around.
exciting. We're texting while we're on here.
we met this guy. He played Spider-Man in the 1970s on the TV series / movies that they made for 56 at one of the Comic-Cons back in 2018.
Okay.
Yes, that is his name. Yep.
One of my listeners, Doug P. from New Jersey, is a huge fan of this guy and that show.
You flipped out when I said, "Are you going to go over and meet the blank 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 from the Brady Bunch and Spider-Man?"
Now, was he that kid who made the trade with Bobby Brady?
No, that was Eric Shea from the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, okay, yeah. He
was also Linus.
He wanted He wanted to. He used Bull to go out and have a smoke with him and everything. He's like, "Hey, want to go out and have a smoke, buddy?" and everything. But he was really interested in the protection from the gigantic Bull Montana. But well, I'm trying to blink right now. Let me think. Oh, you're gonna meet okay, another one from the Brady Bunch.
Yep. He was also I'll give you the hint. He was the director for Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when he wanted to give him a different look for the cowboy. Remember the cowboy scenes he directed with the little girl? He was in The Sound of Music
Yeah.
as a kid.
He was the oldest boy. The fact that I know that really just makes me want to punch myself in the stomach.
Oh. I can't get it.
He was a big man on campus.
Oh, Doug Simpson? That dude?
That was his name. But do you remember the actor's name?
Doug Simpson.
If it wasn't for Spider-Man, he'd just be another Ham and Egger.
He would be.
Ham and Egger.
Who was it? Ricky Bittman knows.
You can just see the Rolodex going.
What do you want me looking for? His name? The actor's name?
You should know his name.
Spider-Man, Sound of Music, and the Brady Bunch, and now Once Upon a Time in America.
Nicholas Hammond.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I would have never got that.
All right. You never would have gotten that?
I do remember him, though, being the kid in The Sound of Music, and then when Spider-Man come on, he goes, "That's the kid that was in The Sound of Music, all grown up."
All right. Now, the second Spider-Man we met was a voice actor for Spider-Man who did the voice for the cartoon version of Spider-Man in the 60s. You know, the Spider-Man does whatever a
Oh,
spider.
shit, I just heard this the other day.
And
Damn
we
it.
met him at a Comic-Con, and he's also famous for doing the voice of a famous elf.
I just heard his name days ago.
He recently passed away. He was a Canadian actor. And
The famous elf was that Hermie from
It was.
from Frosty the Snowman. No, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That elf.
We met this guy. He was about 80-something years old.
Wow.
And he was in the 2001 movie The Score with Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, and Edward Norton. He played the janitor and the...
Who was taking care of Edward Norton's character.
Right.
Who looked out for him.
Right. So that's the other Spider-Man. You're never going to get his name. Paul Soules.
Okay. Now, they were talking about how he did the voice on the old Spider-Man cartoon as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and he would change his voice when he was Spider-Man.
Right.
He spoke more like this when he was Spider-Man, and he was like this when he was Peter Parker.
Very nice guy when we met him. He was sitting next to Chewbacca at one of these shows.
Oh, jeez, my buddy Peter Mayhew.
Oh, I gotta have fun with
Go,
this.
all right, I knew he was going to do this. And 3, 2, 1. Unbelievable. And I went up to him and I said, "You were fantastic in the score." And he goes, because he was Canadian, he goes, "Edward Norton looked out for me and put," now I sound like Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
He put me in the Hulk movie because he loved me so much.
Wow.
So
he was in the Hulk movie, too,
He
huh?
was in the Hulk movie. But
Shit.
when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God, you did the voice of Hermie."
Yeah.
Who
You can
wanted
hear
to be
it
a
on the
dentist.
Spider-Man cartoon.
And he kind of did. He go, and he did an older version. He goes, "I want to be a dentist." And I was like, "Shit! Here's someone I thought I would never ever meet in my entire life."
Dentist!
yeah.
Good grief!
We'll be independent together.
That's now. Have you ever met anybody that you thought you would never meet? Not some huge famous celebrity, like some background character actor that you thought,
Oh.
did I just meet him? I can't
you
believe
know, it's
that.
so funny you should say that. This is completely off your radar, I know.
But correct me if I'm wrong. You said Frosty the Snowman, but the guy who I just did, you said the guy wanted to be a dentist.
Jackie Vernon.
No.
Chewbacca want to be a dentist?
No. We're talking about the same actor who played it in the Christmas special, right?
Right.
All right. The guy says, but I just corrected you on a mistake. You said Frosty the Snowman. No, it's not Frosty the Snowman. It's
Was it Rudolph?
yeah.
Oh,
because
how did I not get that?
because the guy goes,
Deja
a
vu."
dentist. Good grief! You know, and I can remember like yesterday.
And now back to regular scheduled programming.
I did meet somebody who I never thought I would meet. I'm a huge fan of Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, where you go and you take Kitchen Nightmares.
Quincy's favorite show.
Oh, I love that show. You watch that show?
Of course, you know, because
I watch Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares, where he goes and he tries to rescue the restaurant. And it was one out in L.A. ran by a guy named Sebastian, who was from this area. So I'm up at Town Line at the Mix and Lounge there to see Rich Damari, who's a great singer, by the way, does a Sinatra tribute show. And who was in there but Sebastian himself. And I went up to him and I said, "You know what my favorite part of your show was? When you called him a selfish prick." No, what did he get? Yeah, he called him a selfish. He called him a selfish prick. And he looked at me right away and he goes, "Oh my God, you know who I am?" And he was a guy. That show was probably on maybe 15 years ago, and I recognized him.
Well,
He
talk
was
about-
very impressed by that, by the way.
the Billy Batson.
Boy, you can change the subject like that.
I want to make sure when you say Batson, we're not talking about the
I
same.
said Batson 3 days ago when I
Yeah.
passed you on the bus. Remember? I said, "Hey, Batson."
Quincy, that was like 20 minutes ago.
All right, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't.
Anyway, I met Sebastian, and you probably, if you saw a clip from the show, you'd remember this guy. But anyway, he was up there, and all night long, he kept coming up to me, patting me on the back, says, "I'm so happy you recognize me." And I never thought I would have met somebody like that.
All right,
Not
Jeff.
a big star.
Got a big grin on your face down there.
Uh-oh.
Who is someone that you thought you'd never meet from? I mean, we go to conventions, we meet big time celebrities. We go to New York and meet big time celebrities. But who's someone you said, "Oh my God, we just met from such and such. I didn't think I would ever meet this guy." Or gal."
Well, you were with me during this time. I remember the time we were walking through New York, and we were walking by the theater when we saw Mason Adams, and he was lost. And he was like, "Hey, you know who that is? That's Mason." He's, "Yes, can you help me find the door to this theater? I'm a bit lost here."
You don't remember Mason Adams? He did all those.
Like we were helping him, but I'm standing behind them the whole time saying Pepperidge Farm cookies, cream eggs from Cadbury, and like I kind of wouldn't leave him alone. And he turned around and he's like, "What would you like from me, sir?" And I was like, "Oh, how about just an autograph? I can't believe I'm meeting you, Mr. Adams." And he was like, "Well, sure. What did you like me in?" I was like, "Well, you were good as the grandfather and son-in-law with Pauly Shore." And he's like, "Oh, everybody says that." And he's like, "Okay, you were the president in one of the Omen movies." Oh, you're talking.
And wasn't he like Lou Grant's boss or something on Lou Grant?
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, like the guy
Oh,
going
now
around.
I know who you're talking about. When you said that, I could see his face.
I don't even remember who we were waiting for, but all of a sudden, I don't know if you recognize him or I recognize him, and I go, "Is that fucking Mason Adams?"
That is a riot.
Just wandering around the streets of New York aimlessly because he was on the wrong side of the theater. He didn't know how to get to the end of the thing. And when
I can see him now. That's
and
something.
Jeff, you were crazy, and you like escorted Mason Adams to the door where he needed to go in.
I wonder how many autographs he signed in his life. You could probably count them, and Jeff was one of them.
And he died a few years later after that. That was kind of a heartbreaking thing.
Oh, that's too bad. Hey, but you got to meet him, though.
We did. Mason.
Well, that tops my stupid Sebastian story.
Mason Adams. The one I wasn't really excited about it, but I remember we were with you, Jeff. Did you ever see the 1987 movie Summer School with Mark Harmon?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, remember the geeky kid that always got sick on the rides, Alan Ekian?
Yeah.
We were at a convention, and he was just sitting at a table. I didn't know that he was
Oh,
like a
no,
cartoon
no.
voice actor.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, "Is that Alan Ekian?" And we walked over and he goes, "I'm Alan Ekian." I
my
was like,
God.
I forgot what his real name was, but I was like,
He was the
"There's-"
voice for one of the Power Rangers or some bullshit like that.
Right.
You know, anything.
and I'm like, in my wildest dreams, because I've seen that movie about 8 billion
Yeah,
times.
that's a good movie.
I mean, I could see meeting Mark Harmon. I could see meeting Kirstie Alley.
Yep.
Carl Reiner, and even some of the cast members in there.
the two guys that like horror.
Right, which we have met. We met them at the convention in New Jersey. But Alan Ekian, of all people,
Yeah, that's
we're driving home like, we met Alan Ekian. It was just some odd, weird feeling that
cool though. I like that.
how you would never expect you would meet Alan Ekian or friggin' Mason Adams or the guy from the kitchen show. It was just strange.
Or that, what's the name of the retarded cousin on Facts of Life?
Oh, Jerry Jewell.
Yeah, I never thought I'd meet her in my lifetime.
Our good
she
friend
was very
Careful,
pleasant.
Glenn wouldn't
Very-
like these words.
Glenn has a thing for Jerry Jewell.
I wished him. It was his birthday the other day, and I said, "May your day shine as bright as Jerry Jewell." He didn't respond at all.
He was probably pouting in a corner. He
Yeah.
loved Jerry Jewell. Do you ever meet? You know who Jerry Jewell is, Quincy?
That player's cousin.
Yes, I'm very impressed with you.
Wow.
That side of the table over there has all the brain power for our useless knowledge right over there.
Come on, now on the Facts of Life, there was Joe the biker.
Okay, yeah, we don't care.
Blair.
We've been over this cast several
Yeah,
times.
several times. We don't care about the facts of life anymore. Moving on.
You doggy! You were just brought back a famous cook, a famous chef.
Yeah.
You doggy!
You
This is
done it.
raw! This is cold! Now, why do you think we like Chef Ramsay? Because he was
he
always
yells.
going around. It wouldn't be any drama without.
It's raw.
This is raw! I mean, what do you like him in Hell's Kitchen or Nightmares?
I do like watching Hell's Kitchen. I watch every season. I'm hooked on it because I don't like Survivor anymore because it's gotten too politically correct. I can't watch it.
Too correct?
Yeah, it's. Jeff, you never watched Survivor, right?
I watched it like for the first season, like maybe like the first couple episodes, because I thought it was going to be interesting, and it was like all these stupid little challenges, and,
Yeah, it definitely changed since the first season.
and I was like,
But-
this is fake.
But some of it though, it's just it was an entertaining show for me to watch. Plus, a lot of women on it are really hot, but they tend to vote them off early. But I started watching this season, and Jeff Probst used to, at the beginning of every challenge, he'd say to the group, "Come on in, guys," and everybody would walk in. And so, first episode, he goes, "Come on in, guys." Then he goes, "Wait a minute. Is it okay to say 'come on in, guys' anymore?"
Why not?
He stops. Oh, exactly, Quincy. He stops the whole show and he goes, "I mean, the term guys, there's women here, blah." And it just became this like pandering social diatribe about, hurting people's feelings and being inclusive. And I said, you know what? Its time has come and gone, and I just deleted it.
So what do they
from
say?
my-
Come in, people.
I didn't even stick around. I guess what he says now is, "Come on in." You know,
And you can say, come on in, gang, because that would be, oh, you're a criminal
Exactly.
group or something.
It's just the world we're in now, and you know, that's why I watch Turner Classics on a lot of.
Oh
movies.
yeah, all right.
I wish Francis
Come
Ford
on in,
Coppola.
guys. Oh, that's a shame. You can't upset the gays, but you're not even saying that. You're saying, come on in.
Yeah.
Not come in or come on, guys. You're saying, come on in, guys.
Where would Rita
which-
Moreno be if the electric company was still around? Hey, you.
Hey, you people. hey, you indigenous people.
Hey, you human.
I wonder if we've ever.
No, you can't say human because it has man in the title.
Oh shit. Okay, well we're screwed on that one too. Hey, you entities.
I think
Titties.
I think Francis Ford Coppola should edit The World.
Yeah. Well.
Just, put it back to the way it was. It wasn't broken. Why did you fix it?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. It really is frustrating.
I mean, it literally seems that once social media came on board,
this thing was the ruination of us all.
the cell phone.
Yeah. It's just too much.
Well, actually, no,
information.
not the cell phone, the smartphone.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, I love my phone. I do my podcast on it, et cetera, et cetera. But
Because we had cell phones in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice way to communicate, but it's gone beyond communication. It's turned people into vigilantes. It turned people into snitches and tattletales. The whole world is just they pride themselves on just
The
being,
whole world has become Cindy Brady.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Snitch.
tag. I'm gonna tattle.
It's true. It's absolutely true, and it really.
So we
is
need a Mike
heartbreaking.
Brady to tell everybody, Cindy,
Yeah.
tattling is not very nice. What if someone tattled on you?
People get famous for it now. Look at the singer Morgan Wallen. Okay,
Who?
Morgan Wallen. He's a country singer. Okay, I want to say maybe last spring or no, I don't know. At one point, he was outside his house, and he was jarring with some neighbors, like he was making some noise, and he was with some buddies, and he told one of them, he said, "Hey, that's all on you," and he said the N-word. Okay. He got immediately stricken from his label. He got stricken from all the country award music shows and everything. However, his fans campaigned, and his album is like one of the most number one streamed country albums of all time. His popularity has just come back from it. So there are people out there fighting this.
Well, the
Because even
media-
black people themselves said what he said wasn't even offensive.
The media hypes everything up.
Yeah,
It is-
exactly. But everybody's on their phone reporting. And the guy that reported it, right?
Yeah.
He had to move because he was getting death threats because people are sick of people telling on other people. You know, you got to be careful. It's just this sucks.
It is. It's.
But
Well,
if I was out, you know, and I didn't have my Bittman hat on or my Bittman persona, and people just didn't recognize me, and I did something, and they could take it out on this.
I know they could.
You know, you can't. My brother-in-law owns a business, you know, and I said if I was wearing one of his jackets and I mouthed off to somebody, he could lose his business because of it. It's crazy.
The Joker said it best in 1989. This town needs an enema.
It does. The whole world does, unfortunately.
It's not just the world. I think it's mostly this country.
Yeah.
Because I talk to people on my Twitter chats, which I talk to people in England,
Yeah.
Canada, all the places. None of them are as anal about this as we are.
Yeah, we're just so afraid to hurt everyone's feelings and stuff. I don't know where it comes from, but
And now, can you imagine if someone ran like if a show like All in the Family aired today?
oh, forget it.
I mean, people would be in like seeing shrinks.
Yeah,
It's a comedy.
they wouldn't be able to handle it.
I mean, that's why people of our generation, nothing really offends us.
No, I mean it's, you know, you go back to the Dave Chappelle thing. He's got nothing to apologize for.
Well, I think that was also a planned thing to get people to watch it.
Yeah, you know, but again, it was. But look where people have taken it. Now, Terry Gilliam does a one-man show. There's a Victoria Theatre in London. Now, Terry Gilliam is one of the founding members of Monty Python. He's revered in England, and he's going to do a one-man show at the Victoria Theatre in London, opening very soon. He came out in defense of Dave Chappelle's special that they had to pull the plug on the whole production, shut it down. You're not welcome here. Goodbye. Take your show somewhere else. He's done because he said he supports what Dave Chappelle is trying to do.
Didn't the Allied forces win World War II?
For what?
It seems like it's now Nazi Germany. Where's your papers?
Exactly. It's
It's
Yeah, man, but like Terry Gilliam is just one of those like British entertainers that should be running the show over there. And
But he's not even
everything.
British.
Yeah.
He's American.
Yeah, that's right. He is.
You're right.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
he was the animator, right?
yeah, and
he was the
might as well be
animator
British.
of Python. Yeah.
he's lived there forever. I mean, he's part of the culture there.
Director of such great hits as Time Bandits,
Yep, the Fisher King.
the Adventures of Baron Munchausen,
Yep.
and of course my favorite Johnny Depp movie, Fear and Loathing in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
That's right. He's very talented, but like he said one thing he said, he's done.
And he's an old guy too.
Yeah, he's up. He's in his 70s at least. I
Right.
mean,
So who pulled the plug? Some smart ass, like 20-year-old, theater
He
theater
came out
major.
and said it in an interview, and because everybody now, and if you look at where these stories come from, you go to Google headlines. It's not like CBS News and the Washington Post. It's like some girl's blog that she writes.
Buzz.com.
Exactly. But people look at that and they say, well, that's legitimate news.
No, it's not.
I know, but I'm just telling
It's
you
some-
what people.
it's from-
I work with people like this every day, and
It's some
they just-
it's some 13-year-old girl who has a blog who overheard it from her mother.
nobody sees it that way though, because everybody thinks what comes across this screen is the truth, and it's not.
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's just exhausting. It could happen to any of us. You say the wrong thing, you're going to be done instantly.
Snake Plissken needs to do what he did in Escape from L.A. when he shut the world down.
Yeah.
We went back to the Stone Age.
Well, they shut the world down, and look what happened. Everybody got on their phones and just started being a real pain in my ass for a year. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable. Quincy, it's about that time to wrap the show
You
up.
look so sad, Quincy.
Well, I'm just getting used to another pair of glasses. Just everything went wrong today. So I was
Yeah.
pissed off today, and
Those days happen. Tomorrow's a new day.
New specs can give you a splitting headache.
Yeah.
It takes some getting used to.
I almost fell down the stairs.
what was that?
Huh? I just said
Everything he said was completely legible.
new specs can give you a splitting headache.
Oh yeah,
What was it?
new specs.
Maybe you need to turn up your hearing aid.
He thought you said something else. He was going to cancel you, Jeff.
I guess that's an
matter
old
with
school
those
name for
people?
glasses. Specs. That's so old school, but you know what?
Me and Julio.
Well, you know
down
what?
by the
If you don't
schoolyard.
get eyes corrected, yeah,
That was
you get headaches.
also the name of Pee Wee Herman's dog and Pee Wee's
That's
Big
right,
Adventure.
spec.
That's true.
Wrap the show up, Quincy.
Okay, we'll do tequila next week. Tequila. But seriously, have a good night. Drive home safely, and thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Up and away, hey.
Up and away.